10 Missouri Southern students are going to the most magical place on earth this summer. But they're not going just for fun. They're going for work. Joining us today on Newsmakers is Amanda Curtis, Disney Internship Coordinator, to talk about the Disney Internship Program. Thanks for joining us today, Amanda.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. So talk about the Disney Internship Program. Tell us what it is.
The Disney Internship Program is a program that was designed to have students work on property at Disney World, which is an amazing opportunity.
Yeah.
This program started back in 2000, and we were not a part of that program until 2017 when we partnershiped with Disney to provide this for our students. One of our first students here went actually in 2003, but it wasn't connected to the university, but they still got to go, and it was an opportunity of a lifetime. So we wanted to partner with Disney after that. Took us a long time to get that partnership. And then the program ended sadly in 2019 because of the COVID pandemic. So that just reopened. This is the first semester that students are allowed to come back for this program. So I'm super excited, and it's the largest cohort we've ever sent.
Yeah, 10 at one time. What's the normal, I guess, group like, or what was it like?
Usually there's 3 to 4 per semester.
Okay.
And so this semester in the fall, we will be sending 10.
Wow.
And there's a couple more students that are transferring in that may be able to be a part of this cohort as well. So we're hoping that they get in time.
That's cool. So they go down to Disney and they get paid? How does that all work?
So they travel to Disney World for set dates, and they get to pick their dates. But they go for a 6-month period, and they can extend that after the 6-month period. So they leave, and they don't get their job until they actually arrive on campus. And from the minute they get there, they're provided paid training. So they're not just out there.
Sure.
They get a room at a brand new resort. It's just built, just released. It looks like a Disney World resort. It's got pools, it's got the fitness facilities, it's got the community centers. It's giant, and they're gonna love it. But they do go down there, and they get a job assigned to them, and they work front line with Disney customers in the parks and in the resorts.
Wow. I mean, that's a big thing to do, because I'm sure there's got to be, like, with Disney being corporate and it's all about the experience, there has to be like a particular type of person that wants to do that.
Yes. We had actually over 100 students apply. And we had several accepted. Now, some of their schedules didn't work out, so they're going to come for the next semester in the spring. So that's fine. We can do that too. But for the most part, a lot of them did get accepted. They go through a application process and a questionnaire. And then some of them get a phone interview. Some of them don't. They just advance to the next level and get an offer. And once they receive their offer, they can decide, because, you know, families want to talk about it. Maybe they need to decide if they have other work commitments, but they have to commit themselves to Disney for at least that 6-month period. And they also have to decide what classes they're going to take while they're away, because they'll have to continue with online learning while they're working at Disney.
Wow. I mean, so do they work full time in the park and then take classes part-time, or is it sort of like a full-time schedule all crammed together?
So they work in the park full-time. They can work anywhere between 30 and 40 hours plus overtime if they request it. So they can work overtime if they have the ability to work it. Disney understands, we've talked to them, they understand that these students are taking classes. Their supervisors work with them, and we also work here with our instructors to let them know, hey, they're in a Disney internship, they're going to be working part of this time. So it's pretty flexible. It's not going to be a consistent, they're going to get different schedules, different times, depending on their job role.
Sure.
But on both sides, they're really willing to work with these students.
And so what kind of jobs do they do? Like what, because I'm sure there's everything from custodial to dressing up in a character, everything.
Yes, we've actually had some character roles. We've had some photography pass. They get to do the photography for incoming guests, which is really cool. You get to make that memory. We've had concession, we've had merchandise, we've had lifeguards. We've also had theater roles where they actually get to participate on stage. So really, the options are endless here.
Yeah, well, I would think, if you wanted to go to Disney, maybe you're in theater and you want to perform, but it could be like marketing, probably any discipline on the campus could go.
Yes. And out of the 10 students that we have a biology major, we have theater, we have comm, we have marketing, we got PR, we got we got sciences. So we've covered a lot. We have some education majors. So I'm very excited that it's open to all majors, not just specific majors. So anybody can apply for this program.
And so have you ever been down there for the internship program, or is this your first experience with
This is my first experience with the internship program. I've been several times and I've experienced the customer service there. I've went to a couple of the programs that Disney offers outside of the internship. That's the professional development series that they offer, and I really like that. And I think that these students are going to get lots of information, and they're going to get some customer service experience they've never had before, and it's going to be a great opportunity for them.
So does COVID, I guess it's still out there, does that worry any of the students or you as far as them coming into contact with it? I guess I don't know how that is.
The ones that I've talked to, it is discussed. We talk about it. A lot of the students are not concerned at all.
Oh, good.
We haven't had any concerns about it, actually. We want them to be safe. We want them to follow the procedures that Disney sets forth. And if we have procedures, we want to make sure that those are followed. It seems like the pandemic's kind of moving away. So hopefully we don't have to worry about that at this time or in the future. But as of right now, there hasn't been any concerns.
Is there any requirement for vaccinations?
There is a requirement for vaccination, but it can be waived if the forms are filled out and it goes through their HR. So they have waived some of those.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have any input or suggestions as to what roles they get or what jobs they're assigned when they get there?
Now, I've talked with Disney before this program, because this is my first year running the program, and they try to match students with their major to get something kind of similar. Sometimes that doesn't work out because it's as needed, but a lot of the time they try to put a student in a major role or something that will impact their major.
Okay.
So hopefully that's what the students get.
So do you get to go down there at any point during the semester?
Yes, I do go down and I visit the students one-on-one. I could talk to them at their work, or we can schedule a time off their work schedule to talk. We also provide a one-on-one kind of online meetings to make sure that their students are doing okay, if they need anything, if they need any assistance. That's something that I can help with, or have asked Disney to provide assistance. There's also a help desk there at the resort they're living in that has a direct communication line to me, so we're back and forth constantly. So I don't want to leave the students down in Orlando with no that's not how it is. It's a constant line of communication to make sure they're doing well, especially since they're out of state.
Yeah, and it said, I read in the news release that it said they have to provide their own transportation. So do most of them drive down there? Do they go as a group? How does that all work out?
We've actually got half and half. We have some that are just going to fly down there and go to Orlando and then go to Disney, just take an Uber or rent a car. We have some doing that. We have some parents that are taking some of the students in groups because they know each other. So it's a happy medium. Now, if they do decide to drive, they have to get a parking pass, and that's something that they fill out on the Disney side after they're accepted. So there are different options. You're not limited to one thing. There's not really a need for a car, is what I've found out in this process. A lot of the Disney transportation is offered free to employees or internship employees. To and from work is free. They also provide off-campus transportation to local stores and malls, and they also plan trips to the beach and stuff. So Disney takes these students and they do stuff outside of Disney. So it's not just you're stuck there in your room at Disney. They provide a lot of that for free. So if you don't want to take a car, they don't have to take a car. They're going to have plenty of opportunities to get off campus.
Yeah, and stuck is sort of a relative term. I mean, would you want to be stuck on vacation for 6 months?
Yeah.
But I was going to ask, do they get to go? Because Orlando's kind of central, so there's Daytona Beach is not far, and what was the other thing? Cape Canaveral I was looking at. And so I would think that that could be kind of fun to explore.
Yes, they do provide, Disney themselves provide some of those trips to local areas and beaches. Some of the kids can get together as a group because there's a lot of networking opportunities, and they can decide that they want to go and bring that up with Disney. Or they can provide their own transportation if they want to go as a group. I mean, they're not going to keep you on campus if you don't want to stay on campus. Sure. And you do get free access to the parks. So if they've never been to Disney, this is a great opportunity to utilize the program to actually experience Disney. I didn't get to go to Disney as a kid. Maybe some of these students didn't get to go, and they're going to experience this for the first time, and it's going to be amazing.
Sounds like so much fun. Well, so Disney's in a battle right now with the state of Florida over the so-called Don't Say Gay law. Does that battle have any impact, or like good or bad, for the students? Are they concerned about that at all?
None of the students that we have going this fall have brought up any concern about that. My view on it when I do speak about the political things Disney's going through, your park experience is going to be a lot different than what's going on political. Sure. So putting the political aspect aside, it's still a magical place. It's still front of the line customer service experience. It's still a corporation with many, many ties to many other businesses and corporations that's going to help these students. So if you can put the political aspect aside, these kids are going to have a great time, and they're going to get the experience they need regardless of the political battles that are going on in Florida.
Well, yeah, because it is a matter of, their actual employees who were kind of, I don't want to say pushing it, but they're the ones who wanted a statement to come out, and these students maybe not involved in all of that since they aren't actual employees.
Yes.
What do their families think about this? Have you had any concerned parents?
We've had some parents ask some questions, and we bring them all in with the student, and we sit down and we talk about every question that they have. And some have a lot of questions. It's a big deal sending your kid to a different state, and parents can visit. They can go to the parks with the kids if they want. They have to pay for that, but they're not unwelcome to come visit their kids. They can send packages. They can talk to them on the phone every day. They're going to be gone for a while. So I can understand some of the concerned parents, especially for those that still maybe live at home or haven't gone out of the state. I have a couple of those that have never left the state of Missouri. So yes, we have had some communication with parents, and we've gotten it squared away where you're like, yes, you'll be able to communicate with your son or daughter, and you will be able to have this experience kind of with them, even though they're away. So, and they're not going to be left at Disney World, and we will be in constant contact with them if they need anything.
Well, and what a great excuse to go to Disney World. I mean, I got to go. My kid's there. What else can you do?
Yes. If this program was around when I was a student here a long time ago, I would have definitely jumped on board. It's such an amazing experience, and to actually get to be a part of that magic that, families are experiencing in the park, it's amazing.
Well, and so people travel from all over the world, and there are students from other schools, other countries even. Do you think that kind of influence will help them become more well-rounded? Oh,
yes, definitely. Yes, they have. Not only do they have this intern program, they have a foreign student internship program where they bring everyone and they possibly can, because they want these kids to get these networking experiences. They want these students to have these cultural experiences and be able to see the differences and the similarities and everything that comes with, it's not just stuff here in Missouri or your best friend. You got to get outside the box and meet new people, and these are great network opportunities.
Well, thanks for joining us today, Amanda. I sure appreciate the input. And when we come back, we're going to talk to one of those students that are going to the most magical place on earth. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back. Joining me now is Kiera, one of the students that is going on the Disney College Internship Program. Thanks for coming in.
Of course, yeah.
So what is your major? What links you to the Disney program, or is there anything?
So I'm a pre-med major. There's not really anything to do with my major. It was just, an opportunity that was available to me, and I thought it'd be really good and educational and just a good experience.
Yeah, and a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
So what do you hope they assign you when you get down there, or do you have anything in mind?
I do. So there's actually, it's a boutique called the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and basically people of all ages can come in, and the workers, which is what I hope to be, are called fairy godmothers in training.
Nice.
And they basically help the people that come in. They choose out a dress, they do hair and makeup, and you get a crown or tiara. And I think that'd be like a really cool thing to do.
Yeah, It sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
So have you been to Disney World before?
I've gone a couple times, actually, yeah. It was my 4th birthday, and my parents surprised me. And then just more recently, me and my extended family and everybody, we have a lot of cousins,
Yeah.
so we all went, and it was all their first time, so.
How fun.
Yeah.
Do you remember it from back when you were that age, or is it just sort of like a vague?
I remember one thing about my 4th birthday, and it was the parade. I specifically remember seeing Goofy. I don't know why. And the Mad Hatter. Those are my favorites at the time.
Yeah. That's so fun. So when you went to Disney World in the past, the most recent one, what was your impression? Was it, this is all fun, this has got to be a lot of work? Like,
at the time, I was more focused on watching my cousins, especially since it was their first time. So at the time, I was more like, okay, this is like a lot of fun. And like, I know, especially now that I'm actually going to work there, I'm like, okay, it's going to have some bad days, but
Sure.
Overall, I think it'll be more about the fun and just especially getting to see other people have fun. So,
yeah. I read a lot about, student workers in the internship program
Yeah.
because people from all over the world,
yeah.
students from Italy and Europe and Canada. So
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of students from a lot of different places. And they say it's all about the customer experience.
Yeah.
So they teach you, this is how you make it fun for everybody. But it sounds like you already know, and you want to make it that way.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So what did you want to be when you grow up?
I actually want to be a pediatrician, which is why I think the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique would be so great. I really just want to help kids a lot, like especially because I know so many younger kids, like kids in the system, family members, my younger brothers, things like that. Just because of that, it makes me really want to try and help kids, because when you help the kids, you also help the families. So
That's so great. That's just like so sweet. So when you're not working, what do you plan to do? Do you have plans yet?
I don't have like set in stone plans, but I do think I really want to like just kind of explore. Like my dad was in the military, so we moved around a lot, but I only remember 2 of the states. So kind of going out on my own and like living on my own and everything, I really just want to explore.
Yeah, because Cape Canaveral's not far from there.
Yeah.
Daytona Beach is closed.
Yeah.
Like, sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Have you been to the beach before?
I don't know if I've been to those beaches, but I have been to a couple different beaches in my life.
So being on the coast isn't like a new thing, but it'll be fun for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the beach I went to was in Texas, but yeah,
Something similar.
yeah.
So what is your parents or what does your family think about you going down there?
So my dad actually thinks it's a really good opportunity. He's really excited for me. My mom and stepdad are a little more reserved on the DIA. They're kind of like, you're going to be so far away with like nobody to help you. And, they're kind of worried and everything, and they've seen like the news and like all the
Sure.
different things. So they've kind of been more like, you got to be really careful.
Sure.
But they're happy for me. They're excited.
Well, and Amanda said that you guys get to live basically a resort.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the quarters or? What do you-
I've actually done quite a bit of research online. So looking online and everything, it looks like a really nice place to live. And yeah, they look super nice.
Yeah. So are you a people person? Is that like one of your strong suits?
Depends on the day. I can be, yeah, especially for like in customer service. Like if it's not at work, I'm usually kind of like a bit more reserved. But if it's kind of like, okay, I'm working, especially I feel like at a place like that, I'll be able to be like, hey, how can I make your day better?
Well, what are you going to do if they assign you to play a character, like somebody that wears a mask, or Mickey or Minnie or?
So that's actually kind of like a long living dream of mine. Not necessarily one of the masked ones, but even all my cousins and stuff, because I've asked like, what do you think I should do when I get there? And they're like, be a character, be a princess. I'm like, listen, I'd love to, but I don't see that being like, I'm not sure if that'll happen. So I actually have quite a few favorite characters that I'd love to play.
What are some of those?
Moana, Mulan, Belle.
There you go. Strong women.
Yes.
For sure. So have you heard about like the hidden tunnels and the backroom spots that the employees get to kind of go through?
Yes, actually I have. I haven't heard much on it, but I have heard a little bit about them. Like different things, like you can't, like kind of just like the rules, like when you're out in the park, you can't do certain things. And when you go into the tunnels, you're like, okay, you're safe. That's the most that I've heard, really.
Yeah.
But
I didn't even know anything about those until
Yeah.
I was reading about it. So they say that you have to be in character all the time.
yes.
So I guess that means it doesn't matter if you're having a bad day, you have to smile.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be a problem.
Yeah, especially if you're going to be a pediatrician. Sounds
Yeah.
like you kind of got it handled. So what do you hope to learn down there and bring back here? Or is it just sort of for fun?
A little bit of both. I'm hoping this kind of helps with like my people skills, especially like the few that do like have kind of bad days there. I mean, everybody has bad days, and I'm hoping to kind of learn how to handle that better and like help them through it. And to, especially in a place like Disney, the whole point is to have fun and spend time with family. So if they're having a bad day, it kind of defeats the purpose of going. So I feel like if I can help them at Disney, which is supposed to be the happiest place on earth, then I can definitely help them in an office or at a hospital.
And bedside manner is such a big thing for doctors.
Yeah.
So the fact that you want to be a doctor and for kids and learn this, it seems like you'll make a pretty well-rounded physician.
Thank you.
Are your parents pretty proud that you got accepted into it?
Yeah, before they heard the acceptance rate, they were like, well, what's the big deal? And I'm like, it's a 20% acceptance rate out of everybody. And they're like, oh, then you did really good. I'm like, yeah, I did.
Well, and it sounded like, I think Amanda said that there was over 100 and only 10 of you are going this semester. So like, that's 10%.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but yeah.
That's so great. Well, is there anything that you want people to know about the program, or what got you interested to do it?
More so the thought of kind of seeing all the people, like you said, like people from all over the world are coming, like not only to work there, but also just to experience Disney World. So that's always kind of fascinated me. But I think that's the main reason I really want to go, and just the experience in general, getting to say, I worked at Disney World.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Are you concerned about COVID at all and the big crowds?
No, not really. I mean, I work in a pharmacy right now.
Oh.
So, I mean, I have the vaccines. I work with people that have COVID all day.
Right.
So I'm not really that concerned about it.
Well, and you're healthy and young and
Yeah.
all those things going for you. Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
And I hope you have fun. You'll have to come back when you get back or next
Yeah.
semester and report on it and tell us how things went.
Of course, yeah.
Are you going to shoot lots of video and pictures?
I
or-
haven't decided yet. I know a lot of people do like blogs of it. I think that'd be really cool. I'm just not sure where to start with that. So I'm going to look into it more though, for
That
sure.
sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Of course.
I want to thank Amanda Curtis, the director of the internship program, and Kiera. And I hope you have a lot of fun.
Thank you.
This is Newsmakers on KGCS TV from the Ruth Copeland Studios here at Missouri Southern State University, and I'm Bobby Potroff. We'll see you again soon.